Real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
Welcome to another episode of the Porch on the Success is My Religion podcast network. I'm
Ooh,
here with the
network.
chosen one. Yeah,
I like
you
that.
why do you keep on saying that? The chosen one, CJ,
Yeah, hey, good
and
morning.
then I'm the success engineer.
Yeah, very successful.
Yeah.
Put the pieces to the puzzle together.
So we was just talking about how people just do what they want and how much time are we going to give to these people. And I was I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe but I was saying that, hey, I got like 5 or 6 really, really good friends, and I really don't talk to them much. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody or trying to get into a relationship with somebody, how much time am I putting into this, right?
Uh,
And if my best friends I don't talk to but once, twice a month,
it's crazy work.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's a little different, you know? So I'm just sitting there like,
Oh, how can you fit a new person into your
no,
schedule?
not how much time do I give this other person? So I used to work out with this one girl,
Mm,
one woman.
woman,
We need to do we unks now, we women.
yeah.
Not
we
girls, ladies or women.
ladies.
Yeah, we'll call them ladies. Um, I worked out with this one lady, and it was for about an hour every week.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more than I talk to my best friends every week. And I was like, if this relationship, if our friendship is not bringing any value to me,
Oh, yeah,
I need to remove this.
that's a key component right there.
Yeah, you got to evaluate relationships like that too. That's not a. I mean, time is the most valuable asset in your life.
Yeah,
It's,
time is money.
and money is time. So what are we doing here?
Well, I
Especially if they're
personally,
bringing negativity to your
yeah.
life.
Well, you hear about the negativity, but you're not a part of it. Um, for me, I go with the flow. I'm a go with the flow kind of guy.
Did you see that that post I sent you?
No, I
Uh,
haven't read it. I might have to get onto it. But yeah, time is money, and as I get older, you know, I'm turning 45 this year, so I'm excited about that. But that also lets me know that the years I have behind me are not the years I have in front of me, unless there's like a health breakthrough that everybody's on, and then whatever. But
I'm gonna live to 150, so I don't know about you.
he's gonna live to 150. Well, I'm gonna just live to 100.
But you gotta evaluate. Did I tell you about I went to shout out to the Living Room podcast. They did a live,
Oh,
and one of the ladies I'm talking to, she was like, I'm going. You want to go? I was like, man, I don't want to listen to people talk about relationships and stuff. But
oh,
what?
I think somebody tried to tell me about that.
It was down on Truth, and it was cool. But what I was telling the lady is that we are talking. Well, we discuss these relationship issues or relationships in on
Yeah,
surface level, but we're trying to get deep in the surface level, and I'm like, you got to get deep into the individual.
you gotta dig a little.
You got to dig a little, and
Yeah.
you know I was just there to observe. Like it was only two guys there, or two guys in the audience. It was me and another guy. He
Wow.
was saying stuff. He was, but you know me, I stayed back in the cut, and
Yeah, I
I
like to observe.
yeah, I like to observe because I don't know, like, I need to unpack everything that was going on, even with the like, I look at everything. I
Mhm.
analyze everything, the male to female ratio,
Mm.
what cultures was in there, you know, black, white, who was in there, you know, how are they talking? You know, I analyzed all of that, and after I did analyze that, and I was like, we're only talking in surface levels, and we're not in relationships. As far as relationships is concerned, we're not necessarily looking at the positive relationships. We're just looking at our past and the negative, and we're talking about the negative, and that's the surface level that we always begin with.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mm.
we have we have couples that have successful marriages and successful relationships. Why aren't we analyzing those instead of analyzing our which what it is traumas.
Yeah,
We're
it is
just
trauma.
analyzing our traumas, and and I think that's it. You need to analyze to compare and contrast both. What am I doing that this couple that you got to find, like you say, you go with the flow.
Yeah, I
You
go
got
with
to
the flow.
have a destination. Go with the flow is not having a destination. You're not being a leader in that whatever going with the flow is for that arena, right?
Okay.
In the relationship arena, you have to have a goal. What is the goal? When they were talking at the podcast, I was like, none of these people have a goal in mind because if your goal is I want to be like Michelle and Barack Obama, you know what that looks like. You know what
Mhm.
that takes.
That's
You have to
commitment.
study what their relationship was early, because that's what I brought up when I was talking to the lady afterwards. Uh, I brought up, I was like, we can look at Barack and Michelle Obama, and look at a great couple
Mhm.
because, and we can look at the dynamics of their relationship when they first started dating to now, you know, and we need to analyze that if marriage and family is our goal. But
Mhm.
people have it's easier to start when you're younger.
Yeah.
It's easier to start when you're younger when you don't have all this baggage. So now that surface level conversation has to go real deeper because you got kids, baby daddies, baby mamas, you got
You got a circus.
yeah, you got a whole thing of stuff that you have to deal with, and then now you got your own issues mentally, physically, whatever that is.
Mhm.
And we didn't even get to the issues passed down from your parents.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
I do
Or
see what you're
your
saying.
siblings and stuff. Like this is a relationships is a way deeper issue than oh, all women do this, all men do that, and we just go on and on. I feel like this, I feel like that, but we ain't even analyzing the people that did it the best.
Well, I feel that,
There you
as I
go.
stated before, um, the most attention that you're gonna get is negative. So, as you stated, and you was at the thing, you brought up Barack Obama and his relationship. Those relationships that we envy, that we want, have longevity. Now, I
But
want to
are we
say,
even envying those relationships? Is
that,
what I'm thinking.
well, yes
We
and
not.
no,
We
yes and
not.
no. We're not, because we want something at face value, but we're not willing to either save or commit to things, because in any relationship there's ups and downs. In a friendship, But in a relationship is that more vital because you guys are trying to plan a life together. You're trying to move forward together and become one. A friendship is, you know, disagreement or fallout. You guys are still friends depending on the relationship and how strong it is. But a relationship is, you have both of you have a past if you're over 21 or 25 or 30 because
The
you
older
you
you get,
the older the older
you
you
gonna have
get, the
a
the the,
past.
the more sacks of baggage groceries that you're gonna have, and you just have to find somebody that likes the same groceries as you, and is willing to go
Willing
make
to accept.
willing to accept and get in the kitchen and make that feast. But that's not what people want right now. People want instant ramen noodles.
Oh yeah.
They want the flavor. They
When they
and the
got
cherry shit, and they don't like the natural ingredients. They don't want to sit around. I do it all the time, and I'm a single person. But
with no
yesterday,
kids,
with no
that's
children,
that's a key point.
that is a key point. But you know what? I feel like it's frowned upon. You know how many people I meet that just their face
Why you
looks
don't have any
disappointed.
kids? I get it.
Like,
I get the
what's
same
wrong with
thing.
you?
Yeah.
No, what's wrong with you?
You ain't even
Oh,
married.
I ain't trying to nothing.
No,
Anyway,
but the person don't even be married. Like you ain't even a successful person. They was she was so the lady was asking me, the lady I was with was asking me my opinions, and I was like, my best friends, they all most of them are married.
hmm
90% of them are married and with kids and doing the thing. They have their ups and downs or whatever.
yeah,
But so I see the good end and I see both sides
hmm
because I mean, so there's relationships to be built out there
yeah.
that can do it, but
You're not
but
gonna.
the surface level stuff at the that we talk about at these different shows and stuff. I know some of the podcasts get deeper because they have a expertise there. These are just people that just wanted to start a podcast and
Oh,
they not marriage therapists or anything like that. So they're not really analyzing the deeper issues
so it's
anyway.
hearsay.
It it's opinions.
hmm
Yeah, it's
hmm
hearsay. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna join in this conversation because I'm Imma get way deeper and all of y'all got baggage issues that y'all need to deal with as
Yeah,
far as getting into a relationship, and it's not just you that is uh going into this relationship. And it was interesting, and it made me see some things that I'm like, if 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 marriage and having kids and being successful is the goal,
hmm
then you need to have a representative of that goal, which we can find. You can find whether it's close to you or whether it's somebody that's in the public spotlight, right?
yeah,
That's why I say Barack and Michelle Obama. I read Barack or President Obama's book,
yeah,
and he explained how the relationship went, how they got together when they had kids, and how they were struggling. And she took a step back so that he could take a step forward, and then all of those things,
yeah,
and now it worked out. I was like, that those are some key identifiers in a relationship that you can analyze and be like, hey, how can I model that in my own life, and how can I um, do find a partner that wants to model that. We have this, I don't know, our a lot of people have this fairy tale of what a
you
relationship is
you
supposed
covering
to
what
be.
I was about to say.
Go
There's
ahead.
some Disney stuff going on out here, but that's what I really hate to say this, but we are sometimes similarly being trained through TV and television and through apps and all this other stuff about the things that we're supposed to do and the things that we achieve. And it's not an individual mindset. You know, I absorb a lot of stuff, and I sort of see what people is, but then a lot of things don't make sense to me. Like, it could be so much more simpler. If you really want to dumb it down, it could be way simpler. A miscommunication shouldn't take you 3 or 4 days to resolve. It should be something within 24 hours, because within those 24 hours is when my feelings are the most involved, if I care. Now,
Or you put uh, we're gonna handle this in the next 24 hours, right?
yeah,
And so those are strategies that you have to put into your, like I see uh th- that one guy that started the school or is the spokesperson for the school, one of the,
yeah,
yeah, him and his wife or girlfriend or fiance, whatever they are,
hmm,
uh have like rules that if we're bad with about something, we handle it in this amount of time because they understand that the energy that
hmm,
it takes to be mad at somebody or be frustrated or whatever is going to take away from them running their multi-million-dollar businesses.
we can't have that.
And you can't have that. So you
Uh-uh.
gotta think of yourself as a multi-million-dollar business and look at it as, am I spending too much time on this? And am I direct enough that I get my point across? And it's not just me having a point or issue, or it's me having breaking it down so that I can compromise and we can come to an agreement so we can move past this so that we can get to what it is that is most important.
Yeah, because at least for me in my relationships, I don't like repeat offenders. If I do something,
You love repeat offenders.
I no, I really don't. It's
Yeah,
it's
but it
very frustrating to me to
depends on the offense.
it does depend on the
Yeah,
offense,
so
but
you
still,
wavering.
I'm not wavering.
Yes, you
I'm just
wavering.
saying that the repeat offense of something that is disastrous is something that shouldn't be repeated. Like, you should understand as adults what you like and what you dislike immediately. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
for me, I'll say that I might let something linger for a little bit. Not a long time, but a little bit. But
Even if it gets on your nerves?
even if it gets on my nerves,
Yeah.
because
Why?
because you have to accept people for who they are.
Yeah, yeah, I accept everybody for who they are, and once they show me who they are, and it's negative to my my ethos, whatever that means, you expendable, right?
You are expendable. You
I
are
mean, and I should
expendable.
be expendable too. If I'm bringing negativity to somebody else, like I should expect that. Hey, this is not gonna work out. I get ghosted, whatever, and
Well,
then, but I don't bring that negative interaction to the next person.
no,
It's a
you
whole new
shouldn't.
slate.
Yeah, it's a whole new slate. But I like to tell people as just a courtesy that regardless of what our relationship goes through, and how we perceive it through the future, know in your heart of hearts that I want you to do whatever you want that makes you happy, even if it's dumb. And I say that even if it's dumb because certain people like a certain amount of attention, and until they get a opposite of what they're receiving, they're not going to know what's on the other side, or how the grass is greener, or if you just want to peek over the fence or whatever the case may be. But I always establish from the jump, I want you to be happy. That's my goal. That's my wish. And I even go as further as saying, I want you to be happy even if I'm not around. because I am expendable. I know that. I know that life is going to continue on whether me or you hang out tomorrow.
My wish
But
for you.
singing today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I establish things, and then whatever happens between us is between us. But
So the big thing in you for you is what I analyze in you is when are you gonna cut it off? When yeah, you establish that, but then when is it time to let go?
on the time to let
You don't
go,
know.
no, I do know because just like expiration dates on food, you can't eat it after a certain time.
But you can keep it in the refrigerator though.
You can.
And we keep a whole bunch of stuff in the refrigerator.
It's like mayonnaise and stuff like that. But
But you still go in there and dip in that mayonnaise every once in a while and be
you
like,
gotta
"Ah,
smell it
man,
first.
you got to smell it first."
Oh, it still smells fresh. Let me
Yeah.
put a new box of almond baking soda in here. But no, it's tale of all times. I mean, it depends on the role that you feel that you play in that person's life to where you can.
No, I know what role I play in people's life. I make people's lives better. And if you ain't helping me make my life better, I'm not just gonna give my all to you. Not my all,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna grace you with my presence if I'm making you better and you not making me better. That's a one-way thing. So now, as when I eliminate you, when when you get
Oh.
eliminated, um, which happens on both ends. I've been eliminated from people's lives too. Like, and
Me too.
the relationship has run its course, but uh, you have to pick a time where it's just like this is not benefiting me because relationships should be mutual wins.
Yeah.
And if you're not winning in what you think you should be winning, then why don't you get rid of it?
Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you have a
You leave it in the refrigerator
no.
and
Nope. Sometimes it's in the cabinet, and you thought that you had a long time, and you look at the date. Oh, a month passed. I got to throw this away, and
Mhm.
down the garbage disposal it goes. This is a pretty interesting subject that we talked about. It's a very,
He trying to change the subject. He changing the subject.
but no,
All right.
as we live and grow, we strive to do better, and
Yeah,
I know
you got
that.
to figure out what your time is and how much time you gonna spend on a relationship.
Well, it
All
has
right,
it has to be substantial. It has to, because as you stated before, we are in Unk stage. So Unk mode means that time is now. And you want to capture that shooting star, wish upon it, or whatever the case may be, but you need to take advantage of the times that you have. And
that's what I'm saying.
I'm very guilty of not taking advantage of the season of pleasing, if you will. Um, but that's neither here nor there. For me, I just, okay. My mentality is if you're doing what you want to do and you're happy with it, then that's less stress on me. Because, like I told you yesterday, if you're happy and you're doing what you want, that means that you complain less to me. That means we have more happy times. I can tell you terrible jokes. You'll laugh if you feel like it. You don't, whatever. But it's more focused on happiness than deceit and debt and negativity. We got to get away from negativity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much time you gonna like? How much time is it? 90% positive, 10% negative? Is it 75% positive, 25% negative? Is it 50-50,
I,
60-40? You see
I
what I'm
want
saying?
I want
Like
the positive to outweigh the negative in a vast way.
that's what I'm saying. Like that when we are these are friendships. These are actual relationships and all of that stuff. If I'm
Yeah.
sitting there, like when I say negativity, like like I gotta sit here and listen to your negative, like what is happening in your life, and I ain't said nothing about the stuff that's happening in my life. I'm not about to sit there, and then like I give you 3 chances. I give you like 3 strikes.
Oh no. You
Yeah,
do street?
first I'm gonna listen, then I'm gonna be like, what you gonna do about it? And then the third time you tell me about the same thing, I got to tell you exactly how to get over this stuff. Like I'm not just sitting there. You gotta obviously it's hurting you enough but it
Mm,
ain't hurting you enough to change.
no.
So what are we gonna do to make that change? Anything can be changed. Anything can have like we just have to have that goal. You can't be wavering in what you can't just be going with the flow of negativity. That's what I'm saying. Like, and not you specifically, but just in
No.
general,
No.
you just can't go with the flow of negativity and like I want to be happy and like I had things in my life that, well, even now, like I'm not happy with, but I'm not gonna just like I'm gonna just if somebody asks me out to go out and do something, I'm
I'm
not
there.
gonna talk about that. Like we ain't talking about that. We like we gonna enjoy the time, and then I'll go figure it out after.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take advantage of the time and the
That's what I'm
new
saying.
adventures.
The time is is
We
is
love
being
adventures.
taken.
I love adventures. I went on an adventure yesterday.
Yeah.
But
And it was something that was in the refrigerator for too long,
ah,
in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not in the refrigerator, it's in the
So
cabinet.
this is one of the success principles. The underlying what we talking about is the underlying principle is that once you eliminate negativity, new stuff comes in. The positive stuff comes
You
in.
flourish.
The longer you let negativity last in your refrigerator, y- 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 you ain't gonna want to open up that refrigerator no more and put some new stuff in there. You know, even though you put new stuff, it's still gonna smell like the old nasty stuff that's still in there.
That's bad news
And
bears.
then whatever you put in there ain't gonna want to be in there.
No.
So they that relationship or that friendship ain't gonna last because you got this negativity in there, this negative smell, and
Mm.
so add by subtracting, right?
Ah,
Add by subtracting. If
I
we
do.
talked about that,
Yeah.
less is more, right?
Less is more,
Yeah.
yes.
So
More is more is
if you're
less.
positive, we have positive interactions, and you probably gonna be able to stick around. But if
I'm very surprised that you give the 3 strike rule. I'm a big 2 strike guy. It fucks it,
man, this dude,
it messes people up.
with specific people, you don't. If that's not a principle, is that a principle?
It is a principle.
That you uphold every time it comes around, right?
Well, I mean, like I said, if you're constantly
It's not a
telling me
principle.
it is a principle. If you figure that you can't do anything and you give your info, like you give your expertise and you say, "Hey, do this, this, and this." If it's not executed, whose fault is that? It's not yours.
Mm-mm.
It's the person's. So
Okay, and so
therefore,
I'm gonna leave you over here with your little issue, and
yeah.
I'm gonna go my own
And
way.
I'm gonna keep having an adventure. It doesn't stop me from
I
doing
know,
anything.
but I'm saying, do you allow that person to continue on your adventure with you?
We not going on the same adventure because we she's that person stuck right here in the issue. I'm not reading that magazine, so I
Oh,
don't.
you just circle around and come back and revisit.
Hey, did anything change?
Nope.
No. Oh, okay. Well then, I keep it pushing.
No, you keep on you keep on hanging out with that person. That's not a principle.
Hanging out.
Well, maybe I don't know what you do after you realize the 2 strikes. What do you do after that?
I don't have a lot of hope for you.
You just don't have a lot of see, I cut it off. I just like,
I
hey,
mean, it cuts it off.
No,
It cuts
that
itself off
no,
anyway. Yeah.
you leave a door open for that.
No. No.
I see it in real time, man. How
I
you
know
gonna
you
tell me
see.
no?
You see what you see, but you don't see the paint that I picture. The picture I painted.
Okay.
It's
Well,
drastic.
we'll talk about it at lunch. All
Yeah,
right.
I will.
So the real topic today.
So you got bonus today.
Yeah, I
Bonus.
thought that was interesting because we was talking about that before we started recording. But
Uh, while we're still on the subject,
mhm.
just for a little bit, and then I'm done with it. You have to have the mindset of wanting to be in a relationship, in any kind of relationship, and if you don't have that mindset, then things are gonna go awry, and you're gonna be called what was that word? Not it wasn't callous. I was like it was a big word for non-caring or whatever the case may be. I don't it doesn't matter. But for the most part, I'm focused on a lot of things that are individual efforts and goals. So, I'm not really focused on a relationship per se.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to get
yeah,
me
people have to,
together.
huh?
I'm trying to get me together.
Yeah,
So,
and I think the work comes before people have to qualify for, like, what is your character? And I don't think we really look at what qualifies you. Like, I don't think we look at those questions, that checkoff list. Like, oh, I've been hanging around with this person. It's been positive, right? Check. That's good, right? uh, that person likes to laugh and wants to do stuff, and check, right?
that's me.
Uh, But this is after time and time, time of hanging around with each other, and then you start seeing people's character. What is the character
Mhm.
that person has? How do they treat other people? What different things and that's what I'm saying with, like, am I gonna allow you in my life? Because I know what I bring to the table is like, I'm gonna make your life better. Right?
Mhm.
I bring light to to that's why people are, I guess, attracted to me, maybe. But uh, just yeah, like, I'm gonna be positive, and if you bring in negativity, whether that's your own issues or problems, like, I'm cool with, discussing some things, like, but is it to make us get better?
Mhm.
If we're discussing it to make us get better or to make adjustments so that we don't get put in this situation again, then that's a positive interaction. But if we just are talking about it just to be talking about it, like they do on the relationship podcasts and stuff,
Mm.
uh, we not really making we're not analyzing ourselves enough to say, I picked the wrong person. This is what I should have picked. This is what the characteristics of the person that, as far as a romantic relationship should. This is what I should be looking for, and I
Mhm.
should stick to this. And if they don't have that, so if I don't want a person with kids, why would I date a person with kids? You know what I mean? Um, so I think we gotta analyze before the fact and understand who we should be allowed to be friends. Do that. Like, I saw this video of this guy was they had who had the worst year, and these women was coming in and putting candles on his cake or whatever, and they was like, yeah, I went to jail. And,
Oh.
I slept with 3 men. But, like, 3 men have my a key to my house right
Wow.
now. So they were just going through, like, why would all of y'all be friends? Why would I want to be friends with them if I was a woman, or, just
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get a lot of stuff, but we don't have that much time as when it comes to the subject and the projectors of things, because I see a lot of females on my timeline basically coaching up what it's like to be a dude. And I'm looking at them like, how would you know?
Right.
How would you know?
And I think that our generation got played by the R&Bs. R&B so R&B songs and stuff was singing with the customer in mind, right?
Yeah.
The woman in mind. They were
Mm-hmm.
singing to the woman. The woman loved it. So we was like, "Oh, we want to be whatever they're singing about because the women love it and they don't even want that. They want somebody that's a bad boy
The
or
total
the
opposite.
total opposite of what
There's
they singing about. So if you wanted to be, I think I got caught up in it at least, but I understand.
I understand.
You know what I
There's
mean?
a song in my head right now that was a go to for me.
And we wanted to be like the R&B dudes, but they didn't really want that.
It sounded good.
Yeah, and we wasn't having the communication that we have now, but uh, you don't know what to go off of when you don't have somebody teaching you the relationship aspect of dating and
Yeah.
long term relationship.
Oh,
So you just feed off of what you can see
yeah.
and and what you see perceive to be successful, which was R&B. R&B, like,
Yeah.
I wanted that. I want that. I still want the R&B love. I kind of want the high school love where I can walk down the street with walking in the hand and stuff, hand in hand.
As oddly as that sounds, I would like that as well. But um, we'll see what happens. We're not gonna hold our breath about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I want the simple, just we're just
I
happy to
never
be
had
happy.
that in high school or college for real, for real.
Well, I can't say anything about college. I didn't go. So
Yeah,
I had it in
I'm
high
just saying
school,
in that period.
with the high school sweetheart and everything like that.
You had that
Yeah, I had it for a little bit. I had a taste of it.
like how many years
Uh, I don't know. It probably lasted till like I was 20.
from when?
So I say a 3 year span of ups
Okay.
and downs. It was a learning experience. I tell you
Yeah.
that. But what is not? And I don't think that I would trade that experience for anything. It kind
You
of helped me
can't.
out.
So
Yeah, I can't. So,
so why would you say that?
but I don't know. It
We
sounded
always say
it,
stuff
it
like that.
sound it sounded good at the
Yeah.
time. But yeah, there's a lot of things that us men would feel like would be simple and easily harvested, but the society and the world that we live in has degenerated simple plans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's that.
We've all been conditioned. That's a deeper issue. We've been conditioned about something or something or someone or whatever societal
Yeah,
conditioning.
it depends on it. Some influences can mold the rest of your life if you let it or you allow it, I
And
guess.
that's what I want to bring is consciousness to like I wanted to bring consciousness to that whole room that I was in. There's about 20 people there. I was like, what issues do you have in yourself that you have to overcome? What obstacles, not issues, because obstacles can be positive, obstacles can be negative.
Hmm.
Um, but what issues do you have or obstacles that you have to overcome to be that person to get the person that you would like? And nobody was bringing that stuff up. It was just women. I feel like women are this, or I feel like men are this,
Yeah,
and
lots of finger
yeah,
pointing.
yeah. And I was like, what are we really talking about? This is an individual issue, It's not a one size fits all, and y'all got extra baggage that you gotta add on to the strategy that you have to be in a relationship with. I
That's
got
a
kids. I got kids. I'm
that's
I'm
a
like,
that's the key point.
that's what
Is
I'm saying. Like
is
you
the
got a strategy.
individualist. I'm a big person that don't like to be categorized,
Right, me too.
and I really hate it. And then sometimes when I feel like I am categorized, and I come off in a not so friendly way
Hmm.
because as I started, I'm starting to do this as an adult. I just meet somebody new, and I don't overshare, but I say, hey, these are the things that might make me not want to talk to you anymore. Let's get those out the way. And you can think they're negative or not, but they're not allowed.
But what happens when you say that? What does the other person do?
The continuous nod, or oh, I
Yeah, I know,
understand.
but further in the relationship,
Further in the
like
relationship, I'd say, hey, didn't we talk about this? This is so instead of I guess instead of hmm, it's a word I want to use. Instead of camouflaging the system, that's what I wanted to say. Instead of camouflaging something and not letting it get to me, I just I approach
tell
it.
them.
I
You
approach it within those
what are you
24 hours.
expecting once you say that? Them to change or to
No,
what is it?
what I'm expecting from them is to understand that, hey, because you meet a lot of people and then they be like, hey, I don't like this, this, and this, and then you might see them hours later doing something that they don't like. Well, that doesn't make sense. I really don't like being categorized. I'm an individual. My credit is bad individually, so I don't want to be compared to nobody.
You're right.
He's a nice man. Yeah, that's great. There's a lot of nice men. Stuff like that. If it's a positive thing, then that's great. But most of the time,
It's
when you get
negative.
compared, is negative, and then
Yeah.
you be like, so that's
Yeah.
how you feel. That's not the light that I'm trying to shine
And
upon
and
you.
yeah.
And then you be like, okay, well, let's have this talk. We'll see if it happens again. It may not, depending on the determinants of the categorizing. But we all have stuff to work on, and we all have our likes and dislikes. But I like to respect people as individuals. I don't try and mix up, you know, or categorize. Well, oh, such and such is. I can hang out with these friends at this time. I learned that very early in life.
Yeah.
That all
Uh,
my friends are not
the
gonna be friends.
one of the craziest things uh one of the craziest things that I see white couples do is that they will analyze a whole party after they leave the party. Well, so and so didn't talk to me at all, or did you see? And then this and that, and I'm like, I had to ask a white person. I was like, do y'all do that? Do you understand that y'all do that, or what? Because every time I pick up a couple, they'll sit there in the back of the Uber and
Oh yeah.
they'll sit there and analyze, like, just go over the whole night. Um, or like one of the couples that I had Friday night, they were like, uh, that was an interesting group of people. Like, I wouldn't think that that would be the friend group, and I had a interesting or a good time, and I wasn't expecting that. And I'm like, just go with like these are people. Like, do you already judge the group before you
Mm-hmm.
even go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. That's why I can go amongst a whole bunch of groups. Like, hey, whoever's there, we about to talk, or I'm gonna get to
Yeah.
know whoever's there. I usually like to not say nothing because all the questions start pointing towards me, and I'm the one talking the whole time. But I like the mutual. Hey, what we talking? And then they talked about cheese for like 30 or 40 minutes. So I was like, how did we talk about like? I was like, I do not want to be involved in that conversation
Was
because
it
that is,
fondue cheese?
I don't know what they was talking about. It was like we had a long conversation about cheese that was unexpected. That was great. I was like, "Man, that is not better in my life." First of all, I don't know anything about cheese. Like,
I know a little bit. I know I'm not lactose intolerant, but other than that, I don't know about special cheese and
anyways, let's get on to the. We got about 15 minutes to get to this next topic. So
Ah,
I keep on, and this might be the start of my assault on the social media platforms because I cannot get past all of these parents having kids that are grown and they're not progressing in anything. They're just working. Oh, they're just working. And I have a problem with that because you are going to spend the youngest years of your life putting in time
mhm,
just for money instead of putting in time to invest in yourself when you're supposed to be invested in yourself. It's going to be too late one of these years, 25, 30 years old. I'm not saying it's too late, but you could have used the youngest, most energetic
to
years of your life
exactly.
to put in some work. I'm talking about going to work 40 hours and then going to school 20 hours or going to get a certification on the side, whatever, however long that takes. That's the type of mentality that I need these kids to have, and that's what I'm like, these parents are y'all better than me because I can't just let you just sit there because we already know where that ends up is that you just gonna be doing that for the rest of your life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're not gonna be progressing towards anything. And then what I see is gonna happen, and what has already happened with millennials and whatever, is that they're gonna come back and be like, "Oh, you didn't tell me this, you didn't say this, or you didn't teach me this, and school should be teaching me that, and doing all of these things." And it's not nobody's fault but ourselves. You grown, you're an adult, you can start making some decisions. And what I'm saying is that go get the education, the formal knowledge early so that you can just implement later on and progress throughout your lives.
yeah,
The other element, like I get deeper when I analyze the other element in the room is what the society really wants you to do. Society wants you to be a consumer so that you spend your money and you never get a really ahead. And a lot of us are coming from families that don't have generational wealth. So if you don't have generational wealth, you're gonna have to start it on your own. And I saw this clip from a podcast. He said that he was born in the 70s, I think,
mm,
and he said that he was really the first generation of black first generation in his family of free black people.
oh, okay.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I do see what you're saying. Yes.
So to be absolutely free in this country, he was the first generation. So most of us are the first generation of free, free.
Mhm.
And then now these generations now are being able to capitalize on it, but we're not capitalizing on it with the same intensity as the people in the past. So those people in the past that was going through the civil rights movement and stuff,
Mhm.
the people in the past that was going through the civil rights movement and they was all about education. Education is going to get us to another place. Education, education, education. And they work hard for the education, even though there wasn't a definite reward afterwards.
Yeah.
And now you're already putting the reward down. You're saying it's not a reward when there could be a better reward for actual education and experience
Yeah.
dedicated to a specific craft or whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
There's some things that you want to do. I was talking to a white guy. He's a massage therapist or whatever,
Mm.
and he was like, "Yeah, I was homeschooled and this and that, and I feel like people should be in the trades and stuff." I was like, "It's the same thing, though. You studied, you took tests, you wrote down, you took notes, you did stuff with your hands. It's the same thing you're doing in high school,
Yeah.
but it's directed. That's what you get to do as an adult. You get to direct where you put your energy and your time to." And I was like, "Hey, answer me this question. Do you still have to do continuous studies?" He was like, "Yeah, to keep your certification, I still have to study and take this test every 6 months or 2 years or whatever," he
It's
said.
ongoing.
But that's what you have to do to grow. Even if you had a massage therapist business, you want to add more products and stuff for your customers to make your business a little bit better.
Yeah.
So you have to learn,
You do have
right?
to learn.
But what does a company want you to do? What does Walmart want you to do? They not trying. They want you to grow and be a manager, and you spent like 20 years in Walmart, in
Yeah.
a Walmart
And a Walmart.
for some money, and you could have had a gift, and that's what I think I need to really tell people is that I think people have greater gifts than going to a specific job and making money. I think the time early in your life is when after you graduate high school is when you're supposed to cultivate that gift
Mhm.
and try to figure out something that you can do for in your life. If you don't have have an idea about your interest, which I had an idea, but I didn't know what that reward was gonna be, right?
Yeah.
So since I didn't know and I just had an idea of what I was interested in, I took that path and worked hard in the path, knowing subconsciously knowing that my hard work was gonna pay off. It has to pay off.
Yeah.
And that's what I need the kids to do. You can't just pause and say, "Oh, I'm going to work," but then you start falling into the matrix, which is what? Buying stuff,
Yeah.
having car payments, house payments. That's what society wants you to do,
Well,
and you
that's the
get
free
caught in the
streaming.
matrix.
That's the free streaming that we are depicted with all the time.
Yeah, that free will. One of my students, she wears some sunglasses around. I was like, "Why you wearing these sunglasses around?" "'Cause I have free will." And
the
I was like, "Why you walking around the halls?" "Oh, 'cause you got free will."
the thing that cracks me up now is that I don't know if you've noticed this, but growing up, when you had those medicines that were coming out that were supposed to help you for one ailment, you didn't really see those during the day. You see them all the time now. Like especially, March Madness here. I seen like 5 different medicines.
Oh, 'cause you watching them commercials with it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not fast forwarding through them. But what the difference between that is that the ailment that you're trying to stop, that is the reason why you're interested in this product, causes so much more on the backside. So I know most of them is gonna cause you to have, diarrhea or stuff that happens on your inside that you're gonna feel, but you're trying to control this ailment. I think that as a society, we have these drugs out here, and I'll say drugs.
Don't say drugs, 'cause that's a
We have these devices out here that we made specifically for this. This is going to help you get over what you want to get over. But then the spillage of it all is that you have to deal with this, and this.
mhm,
And a lot of people are just
disregard.
focused on trying to solve one problem that they ignore the problem that they're going to get solving one problem. It causes more problems. And then here's another drug. or another device, sorry,
Medication.
another medication that's going to stop this out of the problem that was spilt over, and then it's a runway, and then you're on the runway and you're taking all this stuff trying to be healthy. Now, I am on medicine, and sometimes I don't take it and I feel better. I feel the difference that the cause and effect. But is the medicine that we're on, is it to help us, or is that to just kind of help us slow down the process that we're going down?
All right, I'm lost. So bring it back to how does that relate to them stopping as far as
Oh,
like what? So elaborate on what this means to what we're talking about.
what elaborate means is that if you're focused on one thing, like you say all the time that you say students don't get taught what they want to get taught. How do you know what you're supposed to get taught?
Yeah.
Who determined that for you? Is it something that you want to learn individually, because then you have those options to do that. You have your main school, and then you have all this extra time to explore and figure out, hey, this is this and this, and I want to do this. So explore it. See if it's the right path. You don't have to go all the way down the street to figure out if it's for you or not. You can make it halfway down the block and be like, oh, okay. But in this society, if it's not brought to your forefront and brought to your door like Uber Eats, then people are not
Mm-mm.
interested.
No,
They're not trying to go down the
no.
street and be like, oh, well, this sounds nice. This is this.
And
That's a
that's
problem.
and that's why I have a issue with what I'm trying to do is because just like in in the beginning of the podcast, we are just looking at surface level when it comes to success.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see Jason Williams talking about, oh, Michael Jordan, uh, he took a negative in buying the Bobcats over it was producing negative, and I'm like, who are you really? Who is this for? Because nobody's dealing in millions of dollars.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's dealing in millions of dollars. So like it's not a comparable thing. And I don't think that it's really helpful because we're looking at this surface level. Oh, Michael Jordan, you know what Michael Jordan had to do to get to that point? He had to be one of the greatest of all time.
All
And
time.
but most of us are not going to ever really get to that point at such a young age. We can get to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where we make it, but we have to start somewhere. And this is why I do what I do, but it's going to take time. And I'm going against all of conventional wisdom now because I'm like, shoot, you got to take some time now while you're young, like I did, to actually go do something, complete it, get confident because you're not going to be confident in what you do. You're not going to go into these different arenas and be able to negotiate and navigate and get you whatever you want and to get you hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. You're not gonna be able to do that. There's somebody that's been doing it way longer than you is gonna run circles around you.
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. But you could have learned off of this person. You
You
could
could
have
have
read their
studied it.
book. You could have took a course on marketing, or you could have went to school for economics if you want to be a trader, so you
Mm-hmm.
could understand the whole, not just the trading. Oh, this stock is going up, so I'm gonna get it while it's going up, which is that's what you can do. But then, what is the ultimate goal behind that? You sitting there in your house, uh, making trades, and we don't get nothing from you. The ultimate goal for a human is to be able to be helpful to other humans. You're not helpful when you're just sitting in your house trading online. And then you go out and party, or you're having the time of your life. That is not contributing to society.
It's not.
And everybody loses in the stock game. Everybody loses at some point in time. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you slow play it, like I had a student that slow played it and built his portfolio up, but then he wanted to do it even more. And I'm like, you have a full certification in HVAC.
Mm,
How about you build up that portfolio while you're working in HVAC, while you're still making money on making money, if you're still making money, right?
yeah.
Money on money. Then when you get enough experience, you can use that money to build your HVAC company and have your face with with braids and or a big old fro like
Yeah.
afro man on the side of a van.
Afro man.
You know what I mean? Like, but we ain't thinking on that level. That HVAC company is gonna make you hundreds of millions of dollars,
And it's not going anywhere.
and it ain't going nowhere. And he was just like, "Oh, I want to go sell these colognes and stuff, and I wanna do real estate." I was like, "Your HVAC company is gonna provide you the funds to do the real estate. Slow play it." I was setting this kid up for $100 million. I'm telling you, like all of that is you want to do one specific thing. You just want to do that one thing so you can make money. You was like, I want to retire your mom. I understand that. Go build this company, have your mom work for you,
Yeah.
and retire her that way. And your
Yes.
company, and then you could pass that company down to one of your kids.
Yeah.
Like that's the American dream. That's what you can do. That's what everybody, all these kids can do. But you want to take a pause and you want to go work because you don't know what you want to do. And nah, man, you gotta go and you gotta complete something. You gotta go struggle at something and complete it so you can have some type of knowledge so that you can be competitive in this world because the economy is gonna go up and down. Like nobody really knows that I graduated with my master's degree in the middle of the Great Recession, so I had to make $24,500. I made $24,500 for the first 7 years of my career.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't doing nothing with that. That's poverty.
That is. It's not nice.
That's poverty. But I made it happen, and I never paused. I never stopped. I kept on doing something. I got into group fitness. I progressed in that. I got in the best shape of my life. I was doing all of these different things. I was still volunteering my time. I wasn't. I mean, I was giving back at that time. That's why I'm like, I'm looking at people like, dang, if they have an expectation out of life and they losers, they have expectation to get all of this money and they barely show up on time to work, but I show up on time. I volunteer, I do the extra, go the extra effort. Where's my expectation? My expectation should be way more than what they thinking, right?
Yeah.
I should be able to get exactly what I want. If they get what they want, I should get exactly what I want.
3 times over.
That's what I'm saying, and and I have a hard time just sitting here watching people. I'm like, they get interview after interview, they get job after job. People, I'm like, why? Because I'm too smart? Because I
No,
or what?
because you're not chasing what's trending. And
Yeah,
that's what society is right now. Is whatever is trending.
but I just be looking at just specifically one of the dudes I work with. I'm like, dude. You don't be showing up on time, and you want to be a head coach. Like this is stuff I analyze. I'm like, that's even if your students or your athletes don't know that you do this stuff, like they don't see your day to day life. They can feel your day to day life.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you have to do it the right way so that when you come in when I step in the room, like there's no qualms about what I've done. That's why I said all the questions start to point to me. and then I'm the center of the conversation, and I don't even want to be the center of the conversation because, like, I do a whole bunch of things. I'm not just it, like the white dudes. They just work one job and they get to do whatever the heck they want. I got to work 4 or 5 jobs and be totally competent in every one of them.
Yeah,
And I get challenged every day on my competence.
it's terrible.
It is terrible,
Mm.
but you know, it is what it is. But it makes you better for like it's the obstacles that you. This is what the last thing I'll say is every adversity comes with it the seed of its equivalent or greater advantage. So every adversity that I go through, like I didn't know that until I didn't understand that aspect of life
Mm-hmm.
until I came across it in a book. Um, and it helped me understand the stuff that I went through was okay.
Okay.
And it's going to give me a equal or greater advantage in the end. And then I even apply it to us as black people, our relatives, ancestors, like the dude said, he was the first free person, absolutely free person in his family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So all of that adversity they went through that they couldn't take advantage of, we get to take advantage of now. But the pause that these kids are doing is not taking advantage of that adversity,
Yeah.
which leads to a greater advantage, which ultimately leads to greater success. That's why they want you to stop. That's why they want you to pause. That's why they want you to get involved in the matrix. That's why they want you to not save money. They want you to look for passive income and do that. Nah, we need to still put in work because those people that did it before us, they wasn't able to take advantage of all of the things that are here and now.
No.
And I wish I would have known that back in the day, but but I didn't. But now you know it now. So, every adversity comes with it the seed of its equivalent or greater advantage. So whatever you trying to do, if you go into it through adversity, it's good.
It
Just try to
is.
overcome it with the best attitude and the best work ethic, and you're gonna be coming out on the better side of good.
That was very well spoken. Um, I think you summed it up a lot. Um, I say I'm a lot. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things that happen before us that we sometimes don't appreciate or even want to take advantage of because of the difficulties that was set before us. And then those difficulties are enshrine the people before you to have you walk through it a little less scathed, a little less difficult, a little less fire retardant, if you will.
Retarded.
Yeah.
Dent.
Uh, no, that wasn't a good choice of words, but you get to just fire retardant means that you can walk
Retardant.
through it. Yeah,
Mm.
retarded. I'm not saying retarded.
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's bad.
Er,
But you guys know
Retardant.
what I'm saying. Retardant. So you have to in any society and especially this society, you need to look upon your past and then greatly look forward to your future because your future is going to be better than your past. You have to take advantage of it.
You gotta take advantage of it now.
Like me and Mike always say, the things that you have access to right now, we do not have access to. We have access to it now, but we still take advantage of it. But the society that it is designed for is for you to help it flow, and then it creates more. You have to be a creator in yourself in order to make a difference and a change, and you have to have that mindset. You can't be okay with going with the flow. I know that's contradicting, but you can't be okay with going with the flow. You have to have some sort of direction that you want to go as an individual. And you might meet other individuals with that same aspects of life. And then you guys can be a conglomerate and build it up. Because that
Let me
whole,
let me coach you.
yeah,
Let me coach
that whole HVAC thing, that is something that's gonna happen for the rest of our lives until a new technology comes out, which I don't think is gonna happen. I feel like we went from like dry ice air condition to like frigid air to like just more technology, and technology is
you.
getting developed every day.
And it ain't going nowhere.
It's not, and it's going to get better and better and better, and the more you resist, the more you will stay in one place, and you do not want that. Do not like left life pass you by because you're stubborn, or
Are
you're
you
not,
stuck? Don't stop moving.
or you're not willing to take advantage or learn new things. So, you got anything else?
Yeah, you can't stop moving. The 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 most important thing is that you have to go towards something. If you just stop and work, them jobs don't care about you. Them jobs don't care about you. They don't care about your development. They need people to do the mundane jobs, the bottom of the barrel jobs. They need people, so they not really. They like, like I've been through it. Nobody tried to develop me over my professional career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They do the professional developments and stuff at school or whatever, but
Oh,
that's for them to get more production out of you. I'm talking
exactly.
about individually as a person. They ain't caring about who you become in this job. Are you doing what we need you to do or not? That's it.
What have you done for me
Tell
lately?
me. You tell me. Does your job? I know you've been there 25 years, right?
Yeah.
Your job ain't never really checked on your personal, like, eh, have they?
No.
No, no.
Not.
Personally, are you developing? Are you developing your money habits? Are you developing a plan to get out of here or do your own thing? They don't care about that. They want your 40, 50, 60 hours and you and yeah, you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want some back-breaking work. Don't don't get sucked up in them company. You have to develop yourself. That's why I'm saying don't pause. If you say you gonna go work and go get a certification. Go work and get a degree. Go work and go work and make them pay for it, whatever it is to
Oh yeah.
advance you.
There are companies that
Yeah,
that
there's a
do
lot
that.
of stuff, but they expect you to work for them, so you gotta know what you want before you go in there, and then you gotta use the system. So there wasn't a lot of stuff that was geared towards that back in our day. So and it's companies out here, it's people out here giving hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships every single year
That
that
is
that
true.
that you can apply for, but you don't want to apply for because you don't like writing an essay about your life, about
Really?
something interesting.
Something simple like that.
Yeah. And then
I'll
once
be
you
like,
write one essay, you just either add a little bit to it, take a little bit away, and you apply for another. But you don't want to fill out those applications. You don't want to do this. Like that's lazy. And I be giving y'all I be giving this younger group the benefit of the doubt because y'all wasn't taught it, and I put most of the the onus on the parents and the
yeah.
grown people that are around you that was supposed to teach you this stuff. But since you didn't get taught this, now you gotta. It's on you. That's why I'm bringing it to your consciousness so you don't have no excuse. I always bring this stuff to my students so they don't have an excuse. Hey, I'm telling you this right now because I know you're gonna come back and be like, "Oh, I didn't tell you." No, I'm telling you now. So, so if it's your fault, you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be held accountable. I always hold myself accountable to whatever it is that I put myself in. So I've held myself accountable for being on time. That's something that's simple, but it lasts a long time. And the law of accumulation is you accumulate a whole bunch of good, but you also accumulate bad at the same time. So how much good are you putting into your bag uh for success?
Yeah,
So, you know,
it's a nice ratio, and it's a slippery slope.
and we didn't did you have a, a music today?
No, I don't have any music
Oh,
today.
okay. All right. I was like, we didn't really talk about that. But
No, I
anyways,
didn't.
thanks for joining us on the podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Work Hard Movie, WRKHRDMOVEMENT on Instagram and TikTok. Work Hard TV right here at the top of the page. Here on YouTube. Uh, y- yeah, man, it's time to get it, man.
We
I'm
gonna get
tired of
it.
I'm tired of being a part of the Matrix. It's like, oh, I'm the one, even though he's the chosen one. I'm the one,
There
like
could be
Neo.
multiple. There
Yeah,
can be multiple.
yeah.
I'll say repurpose up in here.
Serve a purpose. All right, let me get my theme music.
I go hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose, you won't lose, you won't lose. Time to execute, ain't no limit to my greatness, so waiting on you to work hard. Mama, I'm focused, I'm motivated, I'm prepared to beat that charge. My hands